Hey everybody, Live Farmer 73 here. I got one more for you. I've been checking out a couple of generators. Now we all know about the Oukitel 505. We know how powerful it is. We know how durable it was. I did a whole video on it. Now, Oukitel has a new one out and it is Oukitel 501. I've been working with this little generator lately and I like it. It's simple but powerful. It's 500 watts with 1,000-watt peak power. Now, I've been able to test that myself, and it seems to be true. So right now, all of the functions that it have, I've been using that I enjoy. We have 4 2.4 USB ports and 1 USB-C port at 100 watts. You can't beat that. We have 1 cigarette lighter DC port and 2 120 500-watt AC ports. Now again, we have our light with your SOS on it, 2 import and output cooling fans, and 4 rubber feet and a leather handle. It's fairly light. Now the only accessories that it comes with is the power brick and a computer plug. So you just plug that in and you plug this into the house. Now if you wanted other accessories like solar panels, you will have to order those separately. If you wanted your MC4 adapters or whatever adapters you need to connect to solar, you will have to purchase those separately. All right, that's enough talking. I'm preparing for another camping trip, another Layers on the Loose. So I need to see if this thing can foot the bill because I'm going to be taking it with me. So I brought along a few things in my RV that we usually use, and I'm going to see how it works. Okay, so it's the middle of February right now, and there's a few things that I needed to be able to do. I'm going to be in my RV, so one of our problems is, like now, I'm freezing. So we need to make sure it can actually keep us warm. Can it run all of the items that we usually use here? Let's find out right now. All right, first up, electric blanket. Now what I have here, I have a 12-volt DC electric blanket, and I'm going to be using our DC port to keep that going. So let's get it started right now. I'm just going to plug that right in, and I'm going to cut it on. We got power. Okay, we got power from the light here. Now I'm going to cut it on its lowest setting. If you do get an electric blanket, make sure you get one that you can adjust the settings. Trust me on that. Not just for your heat and your comfort, but for power consumption as well. Sometimes you don't need a whole bunch of heat. You just need just a little to get you through. So let's see what that lowest setting is getting us so far. We're at around 40 watts. I saw 40 a second ago. So with that, we're going to just kick it right up to high and see what we're dealing with. Okay, we're dealing with 70 watts, around 70 watts. I can feel it getting warmer already. It feel good. I feel like a baby. Okay, so you got to do the math. This is 500 watts. So 500 watts, and we're taking about 70 watts. That's going to last us way more than 5 hours. So that is awesome. We know for a fact we'll do 5 hours for sure with some crumbs left over. So that's awesome. Now I don't want to unplug it. But we got other tests to do. So let's get it going on. Electric blanket, oh my goodness. I have this down in the description after the video. Okay, so look down in the description box and in the first pinned comments for all the things I'll be testing today. So far, so good. 66 watts. Let's keep it going. Okay, that worked great. Now, let's pull out our 250 watt space heater. I'm pretty sure to do this with no problem. Let's get it plugged in. Now let's just cut that on. Now let's just cut on our heater. I'm gonna cut it on the lowest setting first. We got power. And so far, we're pulling a little over 100 watts. That's gonna keep on going up. Ooh, I aim that towards me right now if you don't mind. You just gotta trust me on this one. So, right now, we're doing 122 watts. So I'm just gonna kick that right up to the highest setting. Oh yeah. All right. So right now we're doing about 260 watts. That's going to drop as this warms up. Like it's doing now. But it's doing this with no problems. I could do this for at least 2 hours. So if I'm pulling 250 watts, this is a 500 watt unit. I'll be able to pull this off for at least 2 hours. So in an emergency situation, this could save somebody's life. Okay, now it's time we pull out the big guns. We pull out our 500 watt heater. So let's get that plugged in. It's gonna be a trip here. All right, 500 watt heater. 500 watt heater, 500 watt generator. Let's see what happens. Remember, we got 1,000 watt peak power. So let's see how long we can pull this off. Let's get our power going. Let's turn her on. Oh yeah. Here's our power indicator. We're getting power. And so far, number one, it feels terrific. We're at 400, almost 500 watts already. Okay, so right now we're just pulling about 425 watts. Oh, that's feeling so good. But we're going to keep our eye on this and see what happens. So, if this is pulling about 400 to 500 watts, we know that we can do this for at least an hour in a safety situation. Okay, so this again could save somebody's life. So hurry up and get it together in that 1 hour that you got. But it's not shutting down no time soon. Okay, even though we're going on vacation, I'm still working. So with that being said, you know, you got to bring your work along with you sometime. So with that, we're going to test out this pure sine wave inverter. I'm going to be using my USB-C plug in the 100 watt plug here. And we're going to cut that on. We got juice. Here we go. We got power.
All right.
So far that's only pulling 5 watts and it's charging. So that's awesome.
What the heck is that?
I don't know.
That's what it's supposed to look like.
I believe so.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, now the safety and security is over. It's time to do some glamping and get a little bougie with it. Let's see if our full-size iron can do it. You never know. You might have to get clean out on the campgrounds for some reason. You don't know. That's saying a no. You're not getting clean at the campground. So that is a no. There's always the baby. You can still get things done with this. I know that's a 1,000 watt iron. I knew it was going to give us a rough time. But this is a 350 watt iron. And trust me, it's on my RV because it does just as good a job as that big one. So it's plugged in. We cut it on. Or cut it back on. We pulled in 300 watts. Whoa. We pulling 300 watts. And now, if you still want to get clean to go to the bonfire, you can still get clean, but you may have to change up the way you're going to iron, okay? 300 watts. So we still glamping, we bougie camping, and it's working out. One more bougie camping thing. Let's see. That's right, family. A wash machine. One thing about RVing and camping, you get dirty no matter what. So we have a miniature washing machine in here, and I just want to see if it will even power it. Okay, let's just see. I'll set that here. Oh, we got power. It is working. And right now we're only pulling 2 watts because no water is filling up. But to be continued on that. That worked so well, I got to try one last thing. One last thing, just in case. You just never know. TV. There it is. It just had to warm up a little bit, I guess. So far, pulling 40 watts with the screen all white. So it's working in everything I needed to do. 500 watts Oukitel 501 is doing the. If you like this, go ahead and give us a shout out. Laird Farmer 73. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. I love you, and I'm out.